Kawhi Leonard is the bona fide number one option, a two-way superstar for the LA Clippers. But the last few postseasons, he's been missing most of those campaigns. In 2021, he left midway through that postseason run with a torn ACL, missed 2022, the full season. In 2023, last year, he had 2 good games, but then missed the final 3 due to a knee injury. He played for 2 games, but missed 4. And that's just not dependable and what the Clippers need from their number one guy. Unfortunately, they did extend him, so that means that he's going to be with them for the foreseeable future. But when he's out, it sends the team into a little bit of a flux. Paul George is a great number 2 option, but he has to be the number 1 in Kawhi's absence. I think James Harden is an excellent 3rd option, but he has to be the 2nd best player when Kawhi is out. And we've seen too many times that when the lights shine the brightest and the moments matter the most, that Paul George and James Harden just can't get it done. Paul George, I think he's a great player. He has some two-way capability, but he wants no part of being a number 1 option. He just shrinks in those moments. He wasn't even the leading scorer in this series. I thought there was just too many times he was trying to sell fouls or take awkward jump shots. He just thinks too much. He forces things up, and that's just like a mental thing. It's not in his DNA to just simply take over a game when big expectations for that team. For James Harden, we have a larger sample size of him coming up short in the postseason, especially in elimination games, but I have to give him credit. At least for the first 4 games of the series, James Harden was great. He was their leading scorer. He was great with making others great as well with his playmaking ability. He's such a gifted passer. But in game 5 and game 6, it was not the same. It was paltry performances, poor shooting performances. Game 6, I thought the stat line, at least point-wise, would look decent because he made a lot of free throws, but he was 5 out of 16. That's just not enough for a team that needs one of their best players, a 10-time All-Star, and he's just not getting it done in an elimination game. Paul George just doesn't have what it takes to be the guy, because in 4 out of 6 games in this series against the Dallas Mavericks, he shot 40% or lower. Game 3, he only had 7 points. And the last 2 games, after the series was tied 2-2, he shot just 32%. I wish the Clippers went a lot more through Ivica Zubac. I thought early on in many of these games, they established the big men rolling to the rim. He got some nice hook shots and putbacks. But after the second quarter, he was an afterthought. I don't know why, because James Harden was still on the court. He's great with facilitating rolling big men, but his number wasn't called upon, and I thought that was kind of a mishap by Ty Lue in making that decision.